Good morning. Good morning. This is Charles Coachman, and we're walking our way through the Bible, reading our way through the Proverbs and digging in deep into the book of Luke. Hope everyone had a great day yesterday. And I hope you're looking forward to today and what it holds in store for us. Looks like today we're going to be reading chapter 18 of Proverbs, Luke 18:35 through 19:10. 19:10. Let's see. Check on shout outs real quick. Happy birthday shout out to Joe Williams. Joe Williams is a young man that I've met through Jeffrey Gittimer's daily broadcasts. And Joe Williams is a young man in his early 30s, raising a family, working as an insurance salesman. And this kid has got it together. He is a smart guy. So, Joe Williams, happy birthday to you. Wishing you all the best. And then Sam Ibarra. Sam is a realtor here in the South Bay. Sam and I worked as partners for a little while during the pandemic, going over just talking about the real estate business and taking a couple of classes together. But Sam is a very nice fellow. He has worked in a couple of different industries, but has decided to make his living now as a realtor. So Sam, happy birthday, man. Wishing you all the best. If it is your birthday out there and I don't have it listed, happy birthday to you. Wishing you all the best. But especially you two, Joe and Sam, have great days and enjoy your birthday. Enjoy it. All right, let's take a look and see what we got here. Scott Ricard, good morning, Scott. Hope everything back in Florida is well. Hope everything is well. Bronknell, good evening. Good evening down in the Philippines. Mark Rodriguez, I don't even know how you are awake, but good morning to you. Mark is a terrific man out of the Bronx. And they kept me up a little bit later than I should have stayed up. But Mark is a terrific man. Terrific man. Kevin Fitzgerald, fulfilling Lent, and everyone else praying with us this morning. Everyone, Lent has begun. And happy birthday, Joe Williams. You guys will see him in the Joe Gittimer or Jeffrey Gittimer group. Good evening. Kathy Sherritt Scarval, good morning to you all. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you. And look at that beautiful little face. Good morning, Scott. Gloria Brown, good morning to you and good morning to everyone out there. Good morning, Mark. And good morning, Mark, Kevin, Kathy, and Gloria. You guys are all awesome. And Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott, let's go ahead and get moving on into the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, 1 through 24, Luke 18:35 through 19:10. And then as always, as we're beginning this day, put on the whole armor of God. Put on the whole entire armor of God. And I forgot to say it is Thursday, February 18th. It is 41 degrees in San Jose, which is like a heat wave compared to some of the areas throughout the U.S. So we're thinking about those areas. So let me pop this out of here real quick. Let's see before we get going here. Good morning. All right. Now it is time. Contrast the upright and the wicked. He who separates himself seeks his own desire. He quarrels against all sound wisdom. A fool does not delight in understanding, but only in revealing his own mind. When a wicked man comes, contempt also comes, and with dishonor comes scorn. The words of a man's mouth are deep waters. The fountains of wisdom is a bubbling brook. To show partiality to the wicked is not good, nor to thrust aside the righteous in judgment. A fool's lips bring strife, and his mouth calls for blows. A fool's mouth is his ruin, and his lips are the snare for his soul. The words of a whisperer are like dainty morsels, and they go down into the innermost parts of the body. He also who is slack in his work is brother to him who destroys. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runs into it and is safe. A rich man's wealth is in his strong city, and like a high wall in his own imagination. Before destruction, the heart of a man is haughty, but humility goes before honor. He who gives an answer before he hears, it is folly and shame to him. The spirit of a man can endure his sickness, but as for a broken spirit, who can bear it? The mind of the prudent acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. Read this one more time. The mind of the prudent acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. The first to plead his case seems right until another comes and examines him. The cast lot puts an end to strife and decides between the mighty ones. A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city, and contentions are like the bars of a citadel. With fruit of a man's mouth, his stomach will be satisfied. He will be satisfied with the product of his lips. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. The poor man utters supplication, but the rich man answers roughly. A man of too many friends comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Here we are gaining the wisdom that we're supposed to have, gaining that knowledge and understanding, seeking to find those things. Because they say the wise person will seek it out. The person not so wise will try and avoid it, or will speak in a way that you understand that he is not wise. A fool's lips bring strife, and his mouth calls for blows. A fool's mouth is his ruins, and his lips are the snare of his soul. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. And here's the one that ties everything in together for the morning. The mind of the prudent acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. We have to listen and hear, put our mind to it, and seek it. I've known people that their whole lives they've sought to stay away from it, it appears, but no more. Okay, we are going to get into Luke 18:35. 18:35. 18:35. Bartimaeus receives sight. As Jesus was approaching Jericho, a blind man was sitting by the road begging. Now, hearing a crowd going by, he began to inquire what this was. They told him that Jesus of Nazareth was passing by, and he called out, saying, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Those who led the way were sternly telling him to be quiet, but he kept crying out all the more, Son of David, have mercy on me. And Jesus stopped and commanded that he be brought to him. And when he came near, he questioned him, what do you want me to do for you? And he said, Lord, I want to regain my sight. And Jesus said to him, receive your sight. Your faith has made you well. Immediately he regained his sight and began following him, glorifying God. When all the people saw it, they gave praise to God. Zacchaeus converted. He entered Jericho and he was passing through. And there was a man by the name of Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector and he was rich. Zacchaeus was trying to see who Jesus was, and was unable because of the crowd, for he was a small man in stature. So he ran ahead and climbed up in a sycamore tree in order to see him, for he was about to pass through that way. When Jesus came to the place, he looked up and said to him, Zacchaeus, hurry and come down, for today I must stay at your house. And he hurried and came down and received him gladly. When they saw it, they all began to grumble. They all began to grumble, saying, he has gone to be the guest of a man who is a sinner. Zacchaeus stopped and said to the Lord, behold, Lord, half of my possessions I will give to the poor, and if I have defrauded anyone of anything, I will give back 4 times as much. And Jesus said to him, today salvation has come to this house, because he too is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man has come to seek and to save that which was lost. Seek and to save that which was lost. So here we are listening to Jesus as he is walking through a crowd heading into Jericho. And we get to see 2 things. The blind man regaining his sight. And Jesus said to him, receive your sight. Your faith has made you well. Immediately he regained his sight, and he began following him, glorifying God. And when all the people saw it, they gave praise to God. First miracle. And then here he comes to the tax man, the biggest sinner of all, slight in stature, the man who wants to see who Jesus is. And everyone knows he's the mean, terrible, cheating and lying tax collector. The way that they made their money was to overcharge people on their taxes. But then Jesus stops and says to him, come down. I need to stay at your house. And Zacchaeus lets him know, behold, Lord, half of my possessions I will give to the poor. And if I have defrauded anyone of anything, I will give back 4 times as much. And Jesus said to him, today salvation has come to this house, because he too is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man has come to seek and to save that which was lost. This was a man who made his living by collecting taxes. He was a very, very wealthy man. And Jesus let him know, because you have made that decision to turn that money over, to give more to those that you've defrauded, up to 4 times more. You have done what is right. You have gained your eternal life. You have done what is right. And that's what God is telling each one of us. Turn away from our sins, no matter what they are, big or small. Turn away from them. Ask for forgiveness. Ask to be brought in and be made part of his family. And he will welcome you. That's what it's all about. Doing what is right. Doing what is right and doing the things that Jesus is calling for each of us to do. We've got to do that. We've got to turn things over. Good morning, Kevin. We got to turn things over to Jesus and let him be the center of our lives. No matter what we have going on around us, call everything into the center. Everything into the center of our lives. It doesn't matter what's happening, whether it's political, whether it's just our everyday work life, whether it's figuring out what we're going to do because we are retired. What does our day revolve around? Well, number one, find the center of your life and help those around you to find the center and be part and take part in the life that Jesus wants for us. Thank you all for being here. Thank you guys for joining us this morning. And I wish you all a wonderful day. Pray for all those people in the Midwest and upper Midwest, down in Texas and other areas that are affected by this winter storm. And let's hope that a lot more lives are saved today, and that the power comes back on for so many. If I'm not mistaken, I think they were saying up to 2 million people were without power. So pray for that. And then if you have a chance to help another, do that. Right now, thank you for being here. It's getting late for you. I know that. So thank you again for being here. If you'd like to share this out, that'd be wonderful. Please come back tomorrow as we again take our walk through the Bible, reading deep into the Proverbs and just looking in and capturing more of the book of Luke. Have a great day. I look forward to seeing you again.